Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Simona Katoni and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Canada expedites temporary visas for Ukrainians, imposes new sanctions on Russia. Russia should pay attention to these Chinese public opinion, says Trudeau's ambassador to UN. Conservatives to elect new leader September 10. Party sets rules for the race. Ukraine asks Xbox to block access to Russians. GTA home prices up 28% from last year as supply remains hampered. Mental health center to be built in Ontario for first responders. Analyst warns rising diesel prices amidst could inflate cost of food by 30%. IRCC extends interim authorization to work policy for TRVs in Canada until February 2023. China asks Russia to delay Ukraine invasion until after Olympics. Sabres stun Maple Leafs 5-1 to snap 6-game slide. Those were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details. Ukrainians fleeing Russian aggression can find a haven in Canada using expedited temporary visas for emergency travel, the federal government announced today. The government will provide fast-track visas for an unlimited number of Ukrainians who wish to come to Canada to work and then return home when it is safe. Immigration Minister Sean Fraser said these visas will take just weeks to process instead of the usual year. About 6,000 expedited applications from Ukraine have been approved by Canada since January. Justin Trudeau's ambassador to the United Nations, Bob Rae, recently waved away China's abuse of civilians because they are being critical of Russia. In the interview, Bob Rae commented on Chinese public opinion going south for the Russians. Rae went on to say that China is concerned about the instability, in part because what this is going to do to the global economy. The Federal Conservative Party will have a new leader by September 10. The party says its leadership election organizing committee adopted the rules and procedures and set a date for the race Wednesday. Candidates will have up till April 19 to throw their hats into the ring. Membership application must be in by June 3rd, and ballots will begin going out to Conservative Party members in late July or early August. Ukraine has asked game publishers to turn up the heat on Russia by calling on Xbox, PlayStation, and all game development companies to block their access to Russian citizens. Ukraine's Deputy Minister Mikhailo Fedorov put on his call for the game industry as well as sports platforms to cut off gamers in Russia and Belarus in an open letter directed to Xbox and PlayStation in particular. Fedorov likely included Belarus in the request because of its support of Russia. There was no relief for GTA home buyers last month as the average home price crept up nearly 28% when compared with last year as a lack of supply continued to hamper the market. TRREB has forecast sales which would be lower this year because many people rushed to purchase homes last year or in the early weeks of 2022 in a bid to get ahead of a looming interest rate hikes. They also believe the rate hike will have a moderating effect on home sales but will be encountered by substantial immigration levels and a continued lack of supply. A few weeks ago, dangerous thoughts raced through Kevin Doherty's mind. The district chief with Toronto Fire was off work after getting his hip replaced and pain reverberated through his body. After asking the province for help in supporting first responders, Dejak said she got a call from Premier in October 2020 saying he was on board. Ford said Thursday that it was important for the government to support first responders whose job often involve great personal sacrifice. The provincial and federal government will each provide $1 million for the capital planning stage of the center, and there will be an outpatient and assessment center in Toronto, which will be known as Station 3434, and a 40-bed inpatient facility located on a large property in Caledon, Ontario.
And them, and who will deliver help with no judgment. And this center has been planned and developed with first responders at the table, including the respective associations, command, and frontline workers. Not as patients, but as partners, who are ensuring what is being delivered is what they need. The work that the team at Runnymede has done is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm so proud to be working alongside them because our government is fully committed to getting these heroes back to living the lives they want. We want them to be back at work and back to life. They have done so much for us, and we will make sure they know how grateful we are. Their commitment to us is beyond question, and we will always be there for them. My friends, our government is on a mission to build Ontario for the future, to get shovels in the ground for the critical infrastructure that a growing province needs. And we couldn't be prouder to have new facilities for first responders, wellness, be part of building Ontario for everyone.
A petroleum industry analyst is warning that a spike in diesel prices brought on by geopolitical tensions could cause food prices in Canada to rise dramatically. Gas prices rose 7 cents overnight, with another increase of 7 cents expected in tomorrow. Diesel has risen as well, up 5 cents this week, with a 7-cent increase expected in today. Canada has extended temporary COVID-19 measures for another year for eligible temporary resident visa holders who are in Canada and want to apply for a work permit supported by a job offer without leaving the country. These pandemic measures, originally introduced in August 2020, will now be in effect until February 28, 2023. This is a temporary regulatory change, as normally foreign workers who are in Canada on TRV cannot change status without leaving the country. A report indicated that Chinese officials in early February requested that senior Russian officials wait until after the Beijing Olympics had finished before beginning an invasion into Ukraine. A spokesman for the Chinese embassy in Washington said the claims mentioned in the relevant reports are speculations without any basis and are intended to blame, shift, and smear China. Jeff Skinner had a goal and an assist as the Buffalo Sabres stunned the uninspired Toronto Maple Leafs 5-1 on Wednesday night to snap a 6-game losing streak. The Leafs, who had won 3 straights, played in the front of fans, the first home date with the potential for full capacity since December 11 after provincial COVID-19 capacity restrictions were eased Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Simona Kutoni. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Adios.